Hello and welcome back to another video. Today going to be taking a look at the free content that comes along with the purchase of the Forza Horizon 5 Edition controller, focusing mainly on this, the 5-window coupe Forza Edition, but also taking a look at a couple of clothing items that I think we've also been gifted along with this. And as well as taking a look at these, I will be talking a little bit about what the controller's like, for anybody that's tempted. Hot Rod, we know this car as a standard version from Horizon 4. I don't have the standard one here in Horizon 5 yet, but we do have this one, which has a rather interesting livery on it. But anyway, shall we take a look at customized character? I believe it said there was 2 new things in here, so we'll take a quick look at this before we head out with the car. So we've got this legendary colour pop tee, I think is new, as well as possibly, so there was a third thing it said when I first loaded up the game. I unlocked this as well the other day. Was there an emote or something? Possibly that. Oh wow, I didn't scroll down when we first looked at this, but you can have... Okay, very interesting appearance. Anyway. There was 3 items, a t-shirt, a hot rod, and something else, which we'll possibly discover at some point. But for now, shall we head out in the car? So here we are, just outside our little cabin here, in the Ford Hot Rod. It sounds pretty good. Is this all-wheel drive? Hang on. No, it is rear-wheel drive still. It's just got chunky rear tyres. We will do some upgrades and customization in a minute. I just wanted to drive it stock first. So yeah, it feels pretty nice. Inside's probably pretty similar to a normal one. It's kind of slightly off-road oriented by the look of it, and has this sort of cool livery on it, which I probably will end up changing because it's not quite what I would do with my car. But yeah, it's to the top of A-class, rear-wheel drive, a little bit slidey, but probably not bad at barn type stuff. Anyway, don't go into the not Forza Film Live thing. Let's go this way. Actually, no, let's go this way because there's some dirt trails that I want to take it on. But yeah, as we head over there, I can... Well, before I start talking about the controller, this is the first Xbox Series controller I've had, the S/X controller. I've previously been using a first-generation Xbox One Elite controller, which was beginning to fall apart a bit, and some of the buttons had started sticking, particularly my downshift, so I now have no more excuses for bad gear changes. But yeah, going from that with its sort of slightly looser analog sticks that were more precise than, well, what the Xbox One standard controllers used to be like, and with the sort of adjustable RB and RT and LT buttons. But yeah, like that one, this also has the sort of grips on the back, which is really nice, and the joysticks actually feel a lot like the Elite ones rather than standard ones. They've got the sort of texture around the edge, and the movement feels more like an Elite. Also, the triggers both have sort of texture on them, which is very helpful, because on the Elite it's sort of smooth metal, so your finger slides off, so that's quite good as well. I'm not quite sure about the new D-pad style. I think that's a series controller thing, but that's a bit weird. But yeah, it's a nice looking controller. The yellow clear plastic's quite cool. Not really had a clear controller before, and the blue and pink theme I do rather like. Obviously, being a Series S and X controller, it's got the share button, amongst other things, but it's got little graphics on it that you probably can't see in some of the promotional photos and stuff. It's got a little Forza graphic on the front and a little Horizon logo on the back. So that is the controller. It's very nice. I was thinking it was going to be more like a standard one, and I'd want to go back to my Elite, but it's actually very good, which is just as well, because I don't really want to go back to a controller with the grips fallen off the back. Which hopefully this one won't do, because that is apparently a thing with these sort of, not leather, but the sort of grips on the back, you know what I mean? Slightly soft grips. But anyway, back to the car, which is still quite slidey, but quite fun to drive, just doesn't feel like it would be particularly fast. So I think at this point we should go back to Annie Garage and see what else we can do with this after we've done this wheel spin. Ooh! Now that is very cool, because that's one of the new convertibles with folding roof animation, which I will definitely be using at some point. So here we are back at the festival. Let's go into upgrades first, and then we'll get into some of the options for livery. So obviously there's all-wheel drive, which I might avoid for the time being. We can put on massive turbos, which jumps it an entire class. Sure, what can possibly go wrong with that? Aero is basically the different front options. So from standard it's just completely open. You can put the top on. I'm not sure what the difference with that is. Oh, it doesn't have the exhausts. I don't know where they've gone, but that doesn't have exhausts. We've got cover without exhaust, or we've got completely closed in, or that. So I think we'll leave that alone, because I quite like it. There's no option to revert it to a normal coupe if you like it. You can't get rid of the chopped top by the looks of it, which is interesting. Not that I know why you'd want to, because I think it's already got a standard race transmission. It must do if the only upgrade is a 6-speed. And diff, off-road diff. Yeah, it is kind of... If we do that and make it all-wheel drive, then it'll be sort of more off-road oriented. If we can get it to the top of S1 as well, that would be quite cool. We shouldn't have a problem doing that if we just go through some of these. Might not get away with turbos, we might just have to go with everything else. Oh, okay, so we get to 899 if we do that. I think that's as high as it goes, unless we can get lighter wheels. And they're all at 899. Sure. It's basically the top of S1. So they've got over 1,000 horsepower and all-wheel drive now, so potentially it'll be better off-road than it was, which will be interesting to try out. Let's just find a nice paint before we head back out. So there are some options. Some of them are essentially the same livery but slightly edited. Oh, no, I don't want to favourite. I'm going to check if there's any layer groups or anything first, actually. Group 1. Okay, so if you paint Group 1, you keep the Horizon Festival and stuff, but you lose the multicoloured bit. What have you paint? Okay, so Group 2 is that bit. Oh, that's cool. It's like the underneath of that bit. I mean, you could go with a green, and then it really is all of the colours. Or you can just go... So that's interesting, actually. You lose the sort of pattern, but the Horizon letter and Horizon Festival bit, I think, is permanently on there. Which is kind of interesting. Was that what we found when we were on here? Did all of them have a Horizon logo still? Possibly not. I can't see them on there. What does this look like? Hot rods kind of should have flames. Forza Horizon 5 has a very irritating habit of putting the radio on every time you leave a festival, which is quite irritating if you're trying to make videos. Okay, yeah, you can still see on the back there, just about, it says Horizon Festival. We've got the horizon on the side. I have noticed a problem with this paint. Because I've taken the... or because the bonnet's not on, you can't really... the flames don't quite work. The Forza Edition little logo on the back's cool. I don't know if that was there before or if they've put that on. Oh, this feels good actually. Now it's... I'm not driving well, but... now that it's all-wheel drive, top of S1, this feels very nice actually. It doesn't feel S1 fast to me, but the categories have all changed a bit in Horizon 5, so... I mean, for this, it's brilliant. This track is going to be so much fun, and I love that now we've unlocked the Baja Festival. The Baja Festival is like right on the circuit, which is really cool. Go through the puddly band. Oh, I've hit a metal pole. Can't wait to unlock the... I think I have. Or to race the circuit that goes around here. Yeah, this is fun. Ow. So yeah, it is cool, and you get this and the t-shirt if you buy the controller, and the controller's not that much more than a normal controller. It's a little bit more. And it's kind of, well, irritating that if you want to collect every car in the game, you have to buy that on top, especially if you've already bought Premium Edition. So it's a little bit... I don't know, it's a little bit greedy having that as another add-on, I think, from Forza. When you've already bought the Premium Edition, you have to pay for that, you have to pay for if you want the treasure map. Yeah, kind of feels a little bit greedy of them, but having said that, I'm loving the controller. It feels really nice, and it was just about time I bought a new one, so to me it was worth it, because it was a little bit more and you got these additions. This car is actually really cool. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. So yeah, it is expensive, but I was looking at a new controller anyway, so to me it didn't make that much difference. But yeah, I can imagine not many people would want to buy a whole controller for one car, which is essentially what you're doing, because the t-shirt isn't really all that interesting. Yeah, like I said when I was talking about the controller earlier, it feels very nice. I like the grips on the LB and L, or the B and T buttons, RB, LT, all of those on the back. I like the grips on those. I like the way the analog sticks feel, and I like the sort of slightly soft textured on the back, which is cool. But yeah, it is quite a lot. But anyway, this thing's really nice to drive. And I'll probably end up driving it around here all day, so I might have to leave the video there. So yeah, if you did enjoy it and you aren't already subscribed, please consider doing so. But otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.